Hi, Jackie here of readmeeatmedrinkme.com. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. Today I have an unpopular opinion about vampire books. Okay, so as you know, I love vampire books. I really do. I've got some on the shelves behind me. But sometimes they do stuff that I just really hate. Okay, so high school. Why do the authors always feel the need to set these books in high schools? It's really weird and kind of gross. Okay, so they start off like, once upon a time in high school, there was a loner slash new girl, or if you're Vampire Diaries, then you're a sad cheerleader because your parents just died, so you're vulnerable to whatever. And then they meet a cute, angsty, unreliable boy, and then they start dating, and all of a sudden she finds out that he is a vampire. And not just a vampire, but like a really old vampire. So, a couple questions. One, why do these really old vampire dudes hang out in high schools? Like, it does not make sense to me. And then she's always going to be sad because he's missing out on stuff. And, oh, he barely didn't even make it to the junior prom. And obviously he can't come to everything because he's got vampire business. It's always a thing. Okay, so then two. Why don't the girls freak out when they realize this ridiculous age difference between the two of them? It's weird. Like, when she realizes that he could have been her great grandfather's classmate, why does she not freak out? Why does she not say, oh, you're way too old for me? For example, oh my gosh, he talks like he's from another era. It's because he's from another era. And that's never a problem for them. They just think it's the most romantic thing in the world. Why? I don't get it. It's weird to me. Okay, so things like that make me appreciate books like True Blood or the Stooky Stackhouse novels, the Morganville Vampires and Vampire University, because the girls in those books are adults. Okay, so Stooky in True Blood, she's like 26 when those books starts, right? So she's an adult. She can make her own decisions if she wants to date a super old vampire or not. And then, okay, then Claire from Morganville Vampires. I mean, she's 17, but she's also in college, and she spends the whole book pining over a human boy anyway, so it's fine. She's not even the one that's dating the vampire. So yeah, it makes me really appreciate those books. Okay, so then two. My big thing about number two. Don't break your own rules. Like, I hate that. I really hate that. Okay, for example, you have set a certain set of rules about the world that these vampires and humans and whatever else live in, right? You set those rules. Don't turn around and break them. Okay, Twilight. So you spend the whole book telling us and explaining that vampires don't have bodily fluids, right? You make a big deal about it. But then you turn around and all of a sudden Bella's pregnant. But I have an issue with that, because if they don't have bodily fluids, then he shouldn't have sperm, and it shouldn't be live sperm. I call it the true love loophole, because it's like, oh, these things can't possibly happen. True love loophole, it does now. But only for these people, even though other people might have actually had true love before them. For some reason, it didn't happen for them ever. No, I hate it. It doesn't make sense, and I feel like it's a cop-out every time. And that's not just vampire books that do this. Other series have done this too. But we're talking about vampires right now. So, those are my two things that I hate which some people don't mind because it allows for them to like relate to the characters more. But I don't know, that it's me. Oh, but you know what? Back to high school. I think that's why I like Blue Bloods so much. Because in those books, yes, they're in high school, and yes, they are having like their love interests and stuff like that. But something that they did was smart that I enjoyed was that they made them legitimately all high schoolers. So that was cool for me. I didn't care. And yes, there were older vampires, but they didn't like mess around with the younger ones. Read it, it's a good series. But I think that that's different, and I appreciated it. Okay, for real, that's all. I just needed to get that off my chest. I'll let you know how I really feel about what they do that I can't stand. So, are there any things that vampire books that you do that you can't stand? Or any other unpopular opinions that you want me to explore? Let me know either in the comments below or email me, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. Alrighty, that's all for now. Make it a magical day.